Hello, we are ready to start. Very good. Let's go ahead and start then. This is welcome to today's webinar. We're going to be talking today about the culture that is actually is focusing on our customers. So that's the topic that we're going to be managing today. Welcome everybody. Let me go ahead and share the screen. And here we go. The customer focus, culture. Why do we exist as a business? We need to ask first of all that question. What's the reason why we are operating as a business? That's the first key question we have to respond. Remember, I always make the difference between the entrepreneur that really want to change the world and somebody that just want to make money. If you are starting a business just because you wanna make money, I don't think that's the right approach. I mean, it doesn't mean that you should not make money. Yeah, you should make money. You should have come up with a better way to live. But just for the reason, just to make money and get rich, it's like somebody tells me, I'm going to start my business because I want to be my own boss. When you start a business, every single customer becomes your boss. When somebody say, I don't want to work so much, I just want to, take it easy. Well, guess what? When you operate your own business, you have to be on top of everything. And one of these is the most critical one will be your customers because someone or many others need your products or services. That's the reason why you exist. Certainly other companies, other competitors offer equal, better, or worth items or services. The key is for you to offer the best at a reasonable price, and it's something that is comparable up there at the market. Very critical is for you to understand that you need to have an advantage proposal. It could be your cost, it could be your delivery time, could be the quality of the product or service that you are providing. So, so why us and not the others? How come it have to be our company and not somebody else's company? And that's where you differentiate from the others. So you need to, we talked yesterday about business plan. So where did you study your market? What is that they are looking for? But basically, because we present a better competitive advantage uh, from others. And how long would it like to be like that? So until someone else presents a better option than yours. The customer focus culture. So what's key here? That we need to be in the position of anticipating others or our customers' needs and our competitors' advantage propositions. We need to embrace a customer focus culture. And it is real today. It is applied today as it was in the past. When you go back and tell me where, let's say, Blockbuster is, where Polaroid is, they disappear. Those are companies that they are not there anymore. So when the secret will be to focus your culture on your customers. So how do we do that? First of all, know your customers and their needs. Most of the time, there is a disconnection. You are trying to find customer, but you don't do what you said you were going to do in your feasibility study, in your business plan. And then you disconnect completely, or maybe have never been in contact with your customer directly. So even though most of the business today has been negotiated, globally and through a computer, it doesn't mean that you don't analyze them, you don't understand it. You need to see what is that they are expecting, what they are looking for, and based on that, that's how you are gonna make sure you are fulfilling the needs. That's the whole purpose of operational excellence. When you don't understand when they want it, how they want it, how much they're willing to pay, what's their strategy? If you don't analyze with them where they are going, how are gonna be in tune with the direction that the organization is going? You don't know because you don't ask them. So manage the voice of the customers. That's what we call in quality VOC. It's a very key KPI within any business, key performance indicators. That's where something that you track constantly. You see in the first quarter, the second quarter, the third quarter. So there are certain segment, like the medical segment, that is even mandated within the regulatory body, federally, state, and sometimes even local. So it's very important for you to see is that information, how do you correspond with your customers. Now, eliminate your in-house barriers. Sometimes you manage your business just as blocks or independent entities. Let's say that the finance doesn't do anything with maintenance, and maintenance doesn't do anything with operation with safety, safety with HR. So innovation, operational excellence. So it's very important for you to have everybody in your organization operating as a team, everyone looking to fulfill the needs of the customers. So that is fundamental. Involve your customers and engage with them. It's critical. When you have an activity, if you have your key account, bring them, invite them to your operation, ask them to walk the floor, make sure they see where the product is coming from. Ask them to invite you over there. If they see something good in another company, benchmark. Maybe it's different segment, but of course, if it's your own segment, I don't think your competition want you in the floor. It's like you don't want your competition visiting your operation. But if it's some other company, an organization I used to work for, we benchmark Walmart, and we call it, let's apply the Walmart concept on refurnishing all the shelf within our warehouse. So that is crucial because they do it at night. So we had a dead time every morning when everybody came to work, and then we couldn't start, turning the machines on because there were certain items that weren't there. So that means that we didn't work ahead of time. Why? Because the last chief just left, they were tired, and the certain department weren't there anymore. So you put together like a task force. You put together the team that made sure the first employee gets in the morning, the operation is ready to start operating. And that's the saying, if you have just doing just transactional work, you cannot open the door on a bank and then wait a minute because I'm waiting for the computer to load. Oh, my computer was out, and then I'm waiting for the process to start. You cannot do that. So you open at 9 o'clock, you better bring your people at 8:30, sometimes even 8. So you have the first in the morning, quick meeting, the toolbox. When you gather everybody and say, today that's what's critical for today. That's what we remember we're planning to accomplish today. And we are expecting this because this, like say that payday in a bank, there are more transactions. There are certain people that are not used to work, like online banking. So they still go to a financial institution. They still go to banks, especially, people that are older. They maybe weren't exposed to computer, or they don't trust computers, and that's the way they function. So nothing wrong with that. We just have to make sure we are prepared for that. The other thing will be to appoint a customer focused leader. So get doesn't have to be a whole organization, but give somebody the role, or assign somebody the role of making sure your customers are the main core of your culture. You direct your organization, making sure you please, you delight your customer. When we measure in Lean Six Sigma success on our operational excellence, we basically what we can tell is that our customers are happy, are delighted, and we are working proactively, not in a reactive mode. So that is essential. The other important thing is that there will be requirements that you cannot meet. You better communicate it ahead of time to your customer. It's crucial. So that's why you get in tune with the strategy, where they are going, what the strategy, what the financial goals, what are the production goals, what are the tactical objectives, what are the roadblocks they are facing or they expect. So how do you cope with the needs? Is very important. Now you have a ton of things to resolve. You cannot fix all of them. So we use the Pareto concept, where basically if you concentrate on 20% of the opportunities, that means that those are responsible for 80%, the other 80%. So that's basically thinking on a system driven approach, where Edward Deming identified that about 96% of the root cause of all defects or non-conformances originate in the system. So systemically, those 20% of those root causes generate 80% of all the defects. So use that, concentrate on something this year and something next year. But you're going to realize once you fix something, it automatically start aligning all the other part or component of your operation. So some references over here. Polaroid doesn't exist. It's out of business. The thing I talk about, um, this movie, Blockbusters, that operation is out of business as well. But look at the McDonald's. McDonald's back in 2015 received feedback from the customers. And the customers say, hey, we want to purchase the breakfast all day around. So you need to listen to your customers. And McDonald's went and implemented. They said, well, what else can I do? That's what they want. They want to have the option to eat breakfast at 3 o'clock afternoon. That's what they want. Looking into GE Healthcare. GE Healthcare, the engineers went and designed this big old machine for performing an scan. So that machine was intimidating for kids. And about the account that maybe about 80% need to be, sedated to before they run and scan through those machines. So parents start complaining. Hey, that MRI, is terrible with that machine. My kids, they don't want to get into that, especially the whole body. They feel that the machine is going to suck them. So they listen to a lot of that. They see, they check with the kids what they were saying, and they came up with solution. They changed it. They changed it completely. All the thing, everything within that suite, they changed it. They talk to the final users of the machine, and they negotiate. Hey, we're gonna have to remove this from the floor because the kids, they don't want to come here, and we don't want to be sued later on because this kid got a conduct or behavioral issue due to my machine, and you are using the machine, you are operating the machine. So they got all together, and what they did, they created, like a safari, stuff like that, that was a cave where they can get, and then, the technician, they dress up in the way, the kids were going to love that. So for them was a joke, was a game. Okay, I'm gonna get it in my cave. Okay, you stay there, but be quiet because the dinosaurs are coming. Okay, I gotta be quiet, but don't move, okay? And they did it in the same with the space shuttle. So that's coping with our customers. You have the client and then you have the customer. And the client paid for the service or the product, and the customer is the one that at the end uses the product or the services. So and that was the kids. So they listen to the kids. This guy, was observing how expensive razors were. So he said, that's ridiculous. I mean, myself, I go and pay for three razors. They cost like $9, $10, $13 for three razors. You see the other package that costs less, but they don't work. They, irritate my skin. So I don't want to do that. So this guy, got with another guy. They started a machine dollar shave club, uh, a machine, no, an organization that is staff, and people start paying, for the service. And what was the service? Okay, we're gonna give you for the entire year, razors, supply of razors. So that company did so well that it started in 2012, that organization. And in 2013, when it was, for somebody wanna purchase that operation, we were talking that operation cost 1 billion. Tell me about disrupting the system, you know, shaking it, moving it. So somebody just was the own customer, and just saw an opportunity. It started and bingo. And that was because the co-founder just came out with a video, YouTube video, and the video was viral worldwide. And then, the stock, the intention to buy it came up 1 billion. That's crazy. So you better pay attention of what your customers are telling you, because you can come down the hill, or you can survive or do better. Just keep in mind, about 50 to 85% of the income of a good standing operation, effort, income, and resources just go to put out fires. What does putting fires out mean? That just, responding to complaint from your customers. And remember, you have external and internal customers. Internally, well, the operation is not getting the part that they need for the key machine, because purchasing didn't approve it on time, or the shipping and receiving department didn't have the right code and rejected the part, and the part was needed. So that's crucial, that's important, you to communicate internally and externally. So the role of a leader is not to come up with all great ideas. Rather, the role of a leader is to create an environment in which great ideas can happen. That was Simon Sinek. This Simon, is a great guy, is a motivator, he's charged, and he's very knowledgeable. He's author of many, business books, and he goes, around the world just giving conferences about, that relationship, the customer and the supplier, the customer and the company. So the role of a leader is to create an environment in which great ideas can happen. That's really being a leader. So let me show you some numbers. 78, checking on statistics, or in this case, numbers that came out from one of the big organizations that put together services and resources just to help to make the sale. This organization came out with these results, that 78% of customers expect consistent interactions. Consistent. That means that no matter who they are talking to, that 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 relationship from organization is unified, is a standard. Know that if a manager is on vacation, they want to take the position and then treat this as different and treat customers differently. Or it's different when I talk to the finance and when I talk to operation or to quality. So that's terrible. 59% bad of non-communication. They perceive that they don't get any communication with the supplier, with the company that provide the service or the product. So they don't get any feedback. So that's bad. As a customer, you try to talk to somebody, and most of the time, they tell, I don't know who you could talk to. That's terrible. 70% of customers 70% of customers expect company to be totally integrated and the information to be the same. So the reality is that 66% they say that they have to repeat over and over the story of what they are looking for when you come to talk to a company. And what is worse, sometimes you tell somebody and they see somebody bring a technician or bring a manager and the manager come and is telling you something completely different. That just happened to me with my phone company, my cellular company. The guy was telling me something different to was telling the person that was there representing me. And then I asked to talk to the manager. Manager, no, there's no problem. They can do that. So, okay, thank you very much. Talk to the guy. No, you cannot do that. I said, well, for heaven's sake, I just talked to your manager. So finally, the individual, saying, well, what I'm saying is this. So 66% they have to repeat over and over. Okay? That with this, we are pretty much concluding this webinar for today. But the key element over here is you better understand your customer's needs, what the customer is expecting from you. And in that regard, that allows you to better prepare your strategies towards a good business experience. In the past, we used to say business customers satisfaction. These days, we talk more about customer experience. How is the experience with the customer? So keep that in mind. Okay. Thank you very much for joining us today.